Mischief and Mutiny, a cruise ship mystery. Millie's Cruise Ship Mysteries, Book 19. Written by Callaghan. Narrated by Naomi-Rose. Chapter 1.
Starboard! 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 Navigational hazard ahead!
Captain Vitali shouted as he desperately tried to see through the thick fog.
There's a light. We're bearing down on them.
Millie stood frozen in place, her eyes wide as she prayed that whatever Vitali had seen would move out of the way of the massive cruise ship before it was too late. Nick's expression grew grim as he studied the control panels.
The radar picked something up. Whatever it is, we're heading straight toward them.
"Dear Lord," Millie whispered. "Please protect everyone."
Critical course change implemented.
Nick forcefully pressed the instrument's panel button.
The horns aren't functioning. The flares,
Vitali and Nick said in unison. Vitali flung the cabinet doors open and reached inside before racing onto the bridge's catwalk. Millie held her breath as she watched him light the first of two flares. It rocketed into the air, and even through the thick fog, she could see the burst, a bright red warning streak across the sky. The red faded as the eerie wail of the ship's horn vibrated the bridge. "They're working." Millie clasped her hands.
Vitali stumbled back onto the bridge. "I nearly fell off the side of the ship." "I'm sorry, Vitali."
Nick sounded the horn again.
"The boat is moving away."
Millie's shoulders slumped as she breathed a prayer of thanks, asking God to protect them and anyone else in their path from another close call. The ship's voyage had been one crisis right after the other. The first was rumblings of a crew unrest, followed by an attack on one of the ship's officers. Not long after that, a crew member had been poisoned. And, if all of that wasn't enough, after they departed Ireland, the ship's horns began working intermittently. Captain Armarty had scheduled an emergency port stop in Stornoway when the ship's engineers had attempted to fix them. The stop had thrown their itinerary off, and judging by what had just happened, Millie sensed there would be another change in plans. She wandered to the window, wondering how far they'd traveled into the Strait of Dover, the busiest shipping route in the world. The fog and the busy shipping channel were bad enough, but with unreliable ship horns thrown into the mix, it was a recipe for disaster. Vitali and Nick talked in low voices, their heads close together. Finally, the ship's captain caught his wife's eye and made his way over.
"We're skipping tomorrow's port stop in Le Havre, France, and we'll return to Southampton. Frank just radioed up. He's contacted a top-notch engineer in the industry who will meet us there."
"What about the rest of this cruise? Will we continue on to try to find somewhere to dock until the fog lifts?"
"There isn't anywhere to go."
Nick rubbed the back of his neck.
"We have to continue on. If we don't keep moving, we're a sitting duck. It looks as if I'll be putting in a long day, not to mention night."
"Oh, this is terrible." Nick returned to the control panels while Millie trudged into the apartment. She found Scout, the couple's miniature Yorkie, waiting for her near the front door. She scooped him up and carried him onto the balcony. The itinerary change would once again cause an array of issues, from credits for the shortened cruise to long lines of disgruntled passengers at the guest services desk, not to mention the excursions desk. Millie and the entertainment staff would have their own share of challenges rearranging and adding activities. Her radio went off.
"Millie, do you copy?"
"Go ahead, Andy."
"I'm holding an emergency meeting in my office in 10.
"I am on my way." Millie nudged Scout inside and headed out. She was one of the last to arrive, and found Andy's office already packed.
"Thank you all for joining me on such short notice. I'll get right to the point. The ship's horns are only working intermittently. The captain has arranged for us to return to port tomorrow, which means we'll miss our last stop in Le Havre."
There was a rumbling among the staff, and Andy lifted his hand.
"This means tomorrow's schedule will be adjusted. Please stop by here first thing tomorrow morning."
He consulted his watch.
6 a.m.
There was another round of groans. Andy gave the group a hard stare until it grew quiet.
"That's better,"
he said in a clipped tone.
"I'll see you all tomorrow morning. Plan on putting in a long day dealing with unhappy campers, or, in this case, unhappy passengers."
The staff slowly filed out of the room. Millie waited until the room cleared, and it was just the two of them. "Do you have a minute?"
Sample complete. Ready to continue?